Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katie if you're new here, and today is another Mommy Monday sit down. I am in my usual spot for these videos. I wish I had someplace better to go, but my house is like a disaster right now, so I don't have anything better. So you get this blank wall and a shadow on my face. It is what it is. But Mommy Monday is a segment that myself and two other moms do, Mimi and Amanda. I will have both of their channels linked down below so you can check out their videos after you're done with mine. This week we are talking about advice from non-parents, how to handle advice from non-parents, what we think about advice from people who don't have children, and sometimes, most of the time, while they mean well, there is an article on Scary Mommy that I had read a while ago, and this is the article. And as I was reading it, a couple of them stuck out in my mind, or stuck out in the article, that I was like, people say that all the time. Like, people who don't have kids, they say these things and you're just like, yeah. And I'm not even gonna lie, before I had kids, I was that person. I've worked in daycare for like 10 years, so I've seen it all with kids, with parents, you know, I've seen it. So I was that person. I hate to admit it, but I gave probably a lot of unwanted, unsolicited advice. And looking back on it now, I'm like, ooh, sorry, that wasn't good. Or that wasn't right, and that wasn't nice. So let's get started. One of the things that I read in here that I was like, yep, was not letting your kids eat in the car. A lot of people give advice, or not even advice, or just like, well, why? They can just wait until you get to where you're going. No, they can't. When a baby, toddler, preschooler, when they're hungry, they need to eat, and they go from 0 to hangry in like 0.2 seconds. So if you were to take the car seats out of my car right now, the amount of crumbs could like feed a third world country, okay? And I don't care. I don't care. If it's gonna keep my kids quiet in the car so I can concentrate on driving the car and not driving off the road while I'm trying to turn around and like give them something, so be it. I'll take the crumbs. Another thing that I can't, you know, getting advice on these things is about what you feed your kids, and if you fed them this or if you fed them that, they wouldn't be picky eaters. All kids are picky eaters. I'm sorry, there's like a handful of children who are not picky eaters, because kids at this age, they just want to eat what they like. And I mean, by this age, I mean 5 and under, because that's what I know. They like chocolate, they like carbs, they like cheese, and some of them like fruit. My kids like fruit. Maybe not all kids like fruit, but my kids like fruit. And we eat McDonald's, okay? I'm putting it out there. We eat McDonald's, we eat Wendy's, and although I know it is not good for you, that is something my children will eat. And sometimes dinner is just not worth the fight, and it's a heck of a lot easier to stop at McDonald's on the way home and everybody sit down and eat dinner and finish their dinner and they're going to bed full. Okay, and now some people maybe would say, oh, but that's garbage food. And I mean, even people with kids would probably say that's garbage food, but you know what, at this point, I don't care. You know, if you think that I'm a bad person for feeding my kids that, then so be it. But, you know, my kids are picky, and all kids are picky, and if you're telling me your kids aren't, I don't believe you. Something that I know that I said before I had kids, and advice that I gave to my friends with kids at the time, was to just stop letting your kids control your life. Not in so many words, but you know, along those lines. I look back on that and I want to just punch myself, because no, Once you have kids, your kids are the center of your universe. Whether you like it or not, your entire day revolves around them. It revolves around when they wake up, when they eat, when they poop, when they pee, when they need to change their clothes, when they need to take a bath, when they need to do anything. Even when you're sleeping, your world is revolving around them. And I mean, for me, I wouldn't have it any other way. But before you have kids, it's very easy to look in from the outside and be like, oh, I'm just gonna have kids and they're gonna come with me wherever I go. If they need to nap, they're gonna have to wait. No, because if you take a 1-year-old out who needs to nap, you're not gonna have a good time. I can tell you that right now. And even when Lily was like a newborn baby, I was still so naive in thinking that she's just coming with us. She's coming for the ride and that's what it is. And now, as a more experienced mom, I know that that is not the case. And when your kid needs to nap, you stay home so your kid can take a nap. Another piece of advice I have heard is about breastfeeding and formula feeding. You know, there is already a huge stigma with breastfeeding, formula feeding, what you're gonna do, what you're gonna choose. You're formula feed, you're a bad mom. You breastfeed, you're obsessed with your kids. Like, no matter what you do, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So I've heard some people say, oh, you know, you're not breastfeeding. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. It's pretty easy. Like, you just put them on and that's it. And, you know, you don't have to do anything else. Oh, you must be lazy then. So, if you don't have kids, please don't ever talk to somebody or tell them that they're lazy or incompetent or whatever you may be thinking in your head. Just keep it up there. Don't say it. Because especially a topic like that is so touchy, and you know, you don't know what the person is really going through. Just keep that one up there, you know. Another piece of unsolicited advice that I have gotten or heard from people is about screen time. This is another, you know, hot button topic, screen time. And it is very easy for people who don't have children to look at somebody's life and say, they're always watching TV. Why don't they just go play? Why do they just plop down in front of the TV? Or why do they have the iPad all the time? My kids are never gonna use an iPad, and my kids won't look at a phone while we're out to dinner either. Okay, I hear you, I see it, but you know what? Sometimes you just gotta turn the TV on. Sometimes mom needs a break and sometimes the kids need a break, and if we're out to dinner and that's gonna give me 2 minutes so I can eat my dinner before we pay and leave a dinner on the table that I didn't get a chance to eat, then I'm gonna do it. Basically, this video was to kind of just poke fun at, you know, things that people say who don't have children, who haven't experienced it yet. You know, it's not as easy as it looks. It is very easy to look in from an outside perspective of somebody's life, whether it be a friend, a sister, a coworker, a niece, a nephew, whoever they may be in your life. If they have children, it is very easy to look in and be like, well, heck no, I would never do that. And we're like, why are they doing that? I wouldn't do that. But until you have experienced it yourself, there is nothing that can compare you, or there's nothing that can prepare you for it, because it's just something you have to learn. And motherhood is all trial and error. If we are friends in real life and not just here on YouTube, and I know you personally and you don't have children, and you have said maybe some of these things to me, believe me when I say I do not, I'm not like mad at anybody who has given me this advice. I know if we know each other personally that it is coming from a good place. I think that all parents can relate to this at some point. Somebody's either said this to them, they thought it before they had kids themselves, or they've seen it. So I got a good laugh out of it, and I hope you do too. And now that you've watched my video, go check out Mimi and Amanda's videos. Theirs will also be linked. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.